right, folks, settle in. We've got the list, we've got the snacks, and we've got a long history of Mario Kart to get through. Let's start at the very beginning, 1992, the Super Nintendo, Super Mario Kart. Donald, what are your thoughts?
It's a disaster, Barack. A total disaster. I looked at the screen and said, where are the graphics? It's flat. It's a flat game. They call it Mode 7. I call it Mode Boring. And the cheating? The CPU players, they don't even use items. They just jump over your shells. It's rigged. The whole game is rigged against the player.
Now hold on a second, Donald. That's just malarkey. This was the pioneer. I remember sitting in the the living room, playing this with the grandkids. You had to have touch. You had to know how to hop. If you didn't hop, you were into the grass, Jack. Simple as that.
You were into the grass because you can't see the turns, Joe. Your eyes are failing. Everyone knows it. You're driving into the chocolate on Choco Island because you think it's a pudding cup. It's embarrassing. It's D tier at the best. Low energy graphics.
Let's be fair here. It's the foundational document of the franchise. Without this, we don't get the drifts. We don't get the blue shell. Which, granted, is a controversial piece of the policy, but we have to respect the legacy. However, I will admit, playing it today, the steering feels like you're trying to navigate a shopping cart with one broken wheel.
It's about the battle mode, Barack. Those 4 squares? Pure intensity. I used to pick Toad, zoom around, pop those balloons. Donald probably picked Bowser and just tries to ram people because he can't win on speed.
I picked Donkey Kong Jr. because he's a winner. He's huge, he's powerful, and he's wearing a tank top, very high fashion, for the 90s. But the game is too small. 8 characters. I've had more people than that in my elevator at once. It's tiny. It's a tiny pixelated mess.
So where are we putting him? I'm leaning towards C tier. It's important, but it's been outclassed by literally everything that came after it.
C tier? That's a bunch of baloney. I'm giving it a B for brave. It took courage to make a racing game where a plumber throws bananas at a turtle.
It's F tier. It's a loser game. If I ran Nintendo back then, we would have had 4K. We would have had the best pixels. These pixels are very weak. They're failing.
Donald, 4K didn't exist in 1992.
For me, it would have. I would have made it happen.
All right, let's compromise. We'll put it in D tier. It's the grandfather clause tier. Respect the age, but we are back to it. Joe, you okay with that?
Only if we agree that the Rainbow Road music is a banger.
It's too loud. My ears are very sensitive. The best ears. And that music? Horrible. But fine, put it in D. It's a D tier game. For a D tier president like Joe.
Keep talking, Donald. I'll lap you on Ghost Valley 1 before you even find the A button.
All right, moving right along to the big one. 1996, the Nintendo 64, Mario Kart 64. This is where the 3D revolution started. Donald, I assume you have some big thoughts on this one?
Now this is a game. 4 players, Barack. They finally realized that nobody wants to play with just one person. Although I will say, the Royal Raceway, very nice property, tremendous castle. I'd buy it, put a gold tee on the front, maybe fix the plumbing. God knows Peach isn't doing it. But the blue shell, who came up with that? It's a socialist item. You're winning. You're doing a great job, the best job, and then boom, some loser in 8th place takes you out. It's unfair.
Oh, give it a rest, Donald. The blue shell is about equity. It gives the little guy a chance. And let's talk about the tracks. Yoshi Valley? You didn't even know what place you were in. That's the thrill of the chase, Jack. You're flying blind, your heart's pumping, you're trying not to drive off a cliff. Reminds me of my first bike ride in Scranton.
You're still flying blind, Joe. You think you're in first place when you're actually laps behind. And Yoshi Valley is a disaster. Too many paths. I like a straight line. I like a wall. A big, beautiful wall on the side of the track so I don't fall off. These tracks have no walls. Very dangerous. Very unsafe.
I have to admit the transition to 3D was iconic. Calamari Desert, the music alone is a masterpiece. But we have to address the elephant in the room, or the penguin in the room. Sherbet Land. The physics in this game are slippery. It's like driving on butter.
That's the skill, Barack. You gotta feather the brake. You gotta lean into the slide. I used to dominate on Wario Stadium. Those big jumps, I'd get so much air I thought I was in Air Force One.
You were probably playing as the green one, Luigi. The low-energy brother. I play as Wario. He's big, he's rich, he's got a great mustache, he's a winner. But let's be honest, the sprites, They're 2D characters in a 3D world. It's a bit of a scam. It's a fake 3D.
It hasn't aged perfectly, but you can't deny the impact. The battle mode on Block Fort, that's legendary. That's bipartisan fun right there.
It's S tier. Easy. This is the gold standard. This is the game that defined a generation.
S tier. No way. The frame rate drops when too much is happening. It's like the economy under your watch, Joe. Sluggish. And the rubber banding, the computers cheat worse than the fake news media. I'm saying B tier. Good, but flawed. Very flawed.
I think I'm the tiebreaker here. It's better than Super Mario Kart, but it's not the pinnacle of the series. The controls are a bit floaty for my taste. I'm gonna settle on A tier. It's a classic, it's a powerhouse, but there's room for improvement.
A tier? Come on, man. That's like giving a B plus to the guy who invented the wheel.
A tier is fine. It's a high grade. Not as high as my IQ, but high. Put it in A.
All right, let's keep the momentum going. We're moving into 2001, the Game Boy Advance, Mario Kart Super Circuit. This was the first time you could take the experience on the road.
On a tiny screen, Barack, give me a break. I looked at the screen and I had to squint. I don't squint. I have the best vision maybe ever. But this screen was so dark you couldn't see the road. It was like driving through a tunnel with no lights. A total disaster for the eyes.
Now, wait a minute. You're forgetting the technology of the time, Donald. You had to find the right lamp. You had to angle it just right under the living room light. It built character, and it had all the tracks from the original SNES game, too. It was a 2-for-1 deal. You love deals, don't you?
I love good deals, Joe. This was a lazy deal. They recycled the old tracks because they ran out of ideas. Very sad. And the controls? You press the button to turn, and the cart just slides like it's on a banana peel, even when there's no banana. It's unstable. We need stability in our racers.
I will say the color palette, vibrant, maybe a bit too vibrant. It looked like a bag of Skittles exploded on a backlightless screen, but you have to give them credit for the Sky Garden track. That music was smooth. It had a certain grace to it.
Sky Garden. Now you're talking, Barack. You're up there in the clouds, dodging those little red guys, the shy guys. They're sneaky, like some of the folks in the Senate. You think they're on your side then? Wham! They knock you right off the edge.
The shy guys are losers. They wear masks because they're ashamed of their faces. Probably because they're doing a terrible job. And the ranking system, at the end of the race, it gives you a rank. I got an E once, an E. I've never gotten an E in my life. The game is clearly bugged. It's a rigged ranking system designed to make winners look like losers.
Maybe you just weren't drifting enough, Donald. You have to master the hop slide.
I don't hop. I lead. This game is F tier. It's a portable mess. I'd rather play with a hoop and a stick like they did in the old days. Probably what Joe played with.
Hey, I'll have you know I was a champion at stick and hoop. But this game, look, it was impressive for a handheld. But those flat graphics coming after the N64 felt like a step backward. I'm gonna be honest, it's a C tier for me. Good for a plane ride, but that's about it.
We're sticking with C tier. Sorry, Donald. The majority rules on this one.
I'm inclined to agree. It brought back the classic tracks, which was a nice piece of nostalgia, but the handling was just too twitchy. It's a solid C. It's the middle-of-the-road handheld entry.
Put it in F. Or create a new tier called the Squint tier.
All right, 2003, the GameCube era, Mario Kart Double Dash. Now this was a bold policy shift. 2 people, 1 cart, 1 drives, 1 throws. Teamwork, cooperation, everything we try to achieve in Washington, but with more Bowser shells.
It's a weak system, Barack. A very weak system. Why do I need a second person? I'm the best driver. I'm the best item thrower. I don't need someone on the back of my cart stealing my limelight. It's like having a vice president. They just sit there. They don't do anything. They're just waiting for you to hit a banana so they can take the wheel. Very unfair to the person in front.
Oh, give me a break, Donald. It's a partnership. It's about having a wingman. I'd pick a heavyweight like Donkey Kong to handle the steering, and then I'm in the back throwing those giant bananas. You ever seen a giant banana, Jack? It's huge. It takes up the whole lane. It's like trying to pass a bill through a filibuster.
You like the giant banana because you're slow, Joe. You need a big obstacle because you can't win on pure speed. And the special items? The chain chomp? It's a dog on a leash that does all the work for you. It's a handout item. I don't like handouts. I like the bob-omb. You throw it, it goes boom. Very beautiful explosion. The best explosions.
We have to talk about Baby Park. 7 laps of absolute carnage. It's a tiny oval, but it's pure chaos.
Baby Park! That's where the men are separated from the boys. You're getting hit by Bowser shells every 3 seconds. It's like a Tuesday afternoon in the Situation Room. I love it. It's high energy.
Baby Park is a disaster. It's a circle. I like tracks with vision. I like Daisy Cruiser. Very high-class ship. Very expensive. I'd probably own that ship. But the rest, the drifting feels weird. You don't jump anymore, you just slide. It's like Joe trying to walk up the stairs of Air Force One. Very slippery, no grip.
At least I'm not driving into the water on Dino Dino Jungle, because I'm too busy looking at my own reflection in the GameCube's glossy finish.
Gentlemen, please. Let's look at the innovation. This is the only game where you can mix and match characters. You want Toad and Petey Piranha? You got it. It's a melting pot. It's the American dream on 4 wheels.
It's a D tier. Too much going on. Too many people in the carts. It's crowded. I don't like crowds unless they're cheering for me.
D tier, you're out of your mind. This is S tier. It's the most fun I've ever had with a purple controller. The chaos is the point, Donald. You can't handle the chaos because you're not a closer.
I'm gonna split the difference. It's a bit of an outlier in the series, and only having 16 tracks is a bit of a light package for a console game. But the creativity, unmatched. I'm putting it in A tier.
A tier. You're being too nice, Barack. You are always too nice. That's why the turtles are winning.
The only turtle winning is Koopa Troopa when he hits you with a triple red shell, Jack.
All right, 2005. The dual screen era. Mario Kart DS. This was a pivotal moment. We finally went online. Though the friend code system was frankly a bureaucratic nightmare. Joe, you were a fan of the handhelds, right?
You bet, Barack. This one was the real deal. You had the map on the bottom screen so you could see exactly where the red shells were coming from. No more surprises. And they had mission mode. You could fight a giant boss. I remember taking down a big bully with Yoshi. It felt like winning a primary in Delaware. Pure satisfaction.
It was a disaster for the thumbs, Joe. A total disaster. Have you heard about snaking? People were wiggling the D-pad back and forth like they were having a seizure. I saw a guy do it on Figure 8 Circuit. He was zigzagging so much I thought he was trying to avoid a subpoena. It's not racing, it's an exploit. Very unfair to the casual players. The silent majority of racers were being left in the dust by these snakers.
Snaking was definitely a polarizing policy. It created a massive skill gap. If you weren't constantly drifting on the straightaways, you weren't even in the conversation. But look at the tracks. Waluigi Pinball, Tick-Tock Clock, Airship Fortress. Those are high-level designs.
Airship Fortress was a hoot. Dodging those bonsai bills? It was like the 70s all over again. And the roster had Rob, a literal robot. I don't know why a robot is driving a go-kart, but he was fast. He had that dry bomber cart. The acceleration was out of this world.
Rob is a loser. He's a peripheral from the 80s that nobody wanted then and nobody wants now. He's taking a spot from a real character. And the graphics? They're chunky. It's a very chunky game. I look at the screen and I see blocks. I like smooth lines. I like the best pixels. These are low-quality pixels.
It's a DS, Donald. It's the size of a sandwich. What do you want, IMAX? The gameplay was tight, and it was the first time we got retro tracks. 16 new, 16 old. That's a lot of content. It's a S-tier game, no question.
S-tier. Because of the retros? They're just reruns, Joe. You love reruns because you can't remember the first time they aired. I'm giving it a C tier. The snaking ruined it. It's a broken game. If I can't win by driving in a straight line, the game is rigged.
I think we're being a bit harsh on the technical side. For its time, it was a marvel. The mission mode alone is something I wish they'd bring back. It gave the single-player experience some actual legs. I'm putting it in A tier. It's the best handheld Mario Kart, even with the thumb-cramping snake meta.
A tier? Barack, you're killing me. It's better than Double Dash. It's portable.
It's a C for chunky. Move it along, Barack. My thumbs are getting tired just thinking about that D-pad.
We'll settle on A tier. The track list is too iconic to go lower. All right, 2008, the Wii era. Mario Kart Wii. This was a massive expansion of the franchise. 12 racers on the track, online play that actually worked, and of course, the Wii wheel.
The wheel was a disaster, Barack. A total gimmick. I held that plastic circle, and I felt like a loser. It's unresponsive. It's low tech. I use the GameCube controller because I'm a professional. I like to be in control. The wheel, that's for people who can't drive. It's for Joe.
Now wait a minute, Donald. The wheel was fun. It made you feel like you were really in the driver's seat. And the bikes? Let's talk about the bikes. Doing a wheelie on the straightaway? That's pure adrenaline. I felt like I was back on my chopper in '68.
You weren't on a chopper in '68, Joe. You were dodging things, just like you dodge questions now. And the bikes were broken. They were too fast. If you weren't on a bike, you were losing. It's a pro-bike bias. Very unfair to the kart community. It's Mario Kart, not Mario Bike. They lied to us.
The meta was definitely skewed toward the Flame Runner and the Mach Bike. If you weren't Funky Kong on a bike, you weren't winning. It was a bit of a one-party system at the top of the leaderboards. But the tracks, Coconut Mall, Maple Treeway, those are some of the best designs in the history of the franchise.
Coconut Mall. The music alone makes me want to get up and dance. I used to take the shortcut through the shop, knock over a few Mii characters. It was a hoot. And 12 players? The chaos was beautiful. It felt like a real race.
It was too much chaos. You're in first, then a blue shell hits you, then a red shell, then a lightning bolt, and suddenly you're in 12th. It's a poverty game. It punishes success. It takes your hard-earned lead and gives it to someone who's playing with a steering wheel made of cheap plastic. It's a socialist racing simulator.
It certainly had a high chaos factor. The item balance was aggressive, but the community is still playing it today. The modding scene is huge. People love this game because it feels fast and dangerous.
It's an S tier. It's the most Mario Kart there is. High energy, great tracks, and I love seeing my Mii's little face on the screen.
It's a D tier. The motion controls were a failure, the bikes were a scam, and the blue shells were out of control. It's a very un-American game.
I think you're both being a bit extreme. It's a flawed masterpiece. The track selection is 10-10, but the Funky Kong on a bike meta is a real issue. I'm gonna put it in S tier though, simply for the impact and the tracks. It's the highest selling one for a reason.
S tier. You're giving out participation trophies again, Barack. It's a disaster. Put it in S if you want, but the Trump tier remains empty because nothing is good enough yet.
Whatever, Donald. I'll see you on Rainbow Road. I've got a golden mushroom with your name on it.
All right, let's move into 2011, the 3DS era. Mario Kart 7. This was a major technical shift. We saw the introduction of gliding underwater driving in first-person mode, and for some reason, they left out Waluigi.
A total disgrace to the series. Who leaves out Waluigi? He's tall, he's skinny, he's got the purple, very regal color. They replaced him with a bee, Honey Queen? Who is that? A loser character. Nobody wants to play as a bee. And the gliding was very slow, very low energy. I want to be on the ground, crushing the competition, not floating around like a balloon.
Now settle down, Donald. The gliding was a breath of fresh air. You're soaring over the track, looking at the scenery. And the underwater sections, it was like being in a submarine. I loved the physics. It felt like you were driving through a big bowl of clam chowder. Smooth, steady.
It felt like driving through a swamp, Joe. A swamp that needs to be drained. You're underwater, you're moving at 1 mile per hour, it's boring. And the lucky 7 item? 7 items circling you at once? It's a mess. It's cluttered. It's like your cabinet, too many people, and nobody knows what they're doing.
I will say the track design was a step up in terms of visuals. Neo Bowser City? That rain effect on the 3DS was impressive for its time. And Woohoo Loop, it was 1 long lap instead of 3. That was a bold policy experiment. I think it worked.
Woohoo Loop was great. It felt like a road trip. Me and the big guy driving around the island, maybe stopping for an ice cream cone. And the 3D effect? It made the blue shells look like they were coming right for your nose.
The 3D gave me a headache. A very big headache. I looked at it for 5 minutes and I said enough. And let's talk about the roster again. Wiggler, a caterpillar with shoes. We're losing our way, folks. We're losing the Mario in Mario Kart. It's a very weak lineup.
It also introduced kart customization. You could choose your tires and your glider. It gave the player more agency, which I think is a positive, but I agree the roster felt a little light compared to the Wii version.
I'm giving it a B tier. It's solid, it's fun, it's a good commute game, but it's not the heavyweight champion.
It's a D tier. No Waluigi, no deal. And the 3D is a gimmick for losers. It's a very forgettable game. I forgot I played it until we started talking about it.
I'm gonna go with B tier as well. It's a very polished experience, and the tracks like Music Park are fantastic, but the missing characters and the slower pace hold it back from being A material.
Put it in B, put it in D, just get it off my screen. It's making my eyes hurt.
That's just because you're looking at my lead on the leaderboard, Donald.
All right, let's talk about 2014, the Wii U era, Mario Kart 8. This was the big one. High definition, 60 frames per second, and the introduction of anti-gravity. You're driving on the walls. You're driving on the ceiling. It was a complete paradigm shift.
It was dizzying, Barack. Very dizzying. I looked at the ceiling and I said, I don't belong up there. I belong on the floor in the winner's circle. The anti-gravity is a gimmick. It's fake physics. They're trying to tell us gravity doesn't exist. It's a hoax. A very expensive, very HD hoax.
It was magnificent. You're flying through the air. Your wheels turn into little glowing hover discs. It felt like the future. I remember playing this and thinking, now this is how we build back better. And the music, a live band, Barack. They had a real saxophone player.
The saxophone was too loud. I like quiet winners. And the Wii U, nobody bought it. It was a disaster console. I had one, I looked at the gamepad, and I said, this is a heavy, clunky piece of plastic. It's a loser console. If the game is on a loser console, is it a winner game? Many people are saying no.
We have to separate the platform from the product, Donald. The tracks in this game, Mount Wario, it's a one-way trip down a mountain. You start in a plane, you end in a stadium. It's some of the best engineering I've ever seen in a video game. And the graphics, the way the water splashes on the screen, it was a gold standard for visual fidelity.
Mount Wario. That's the one where I always beat you, Donald. You'd get stuck in the trees in the forest section and start complaining about illegal branches blocking your path.
The branches were illegal, Joe? They shouldn't be there. And the items, the super horn? Finally, an item that stops the blue shell. I like the super horn. It's a law and order item. It protects the person in first place, but the roster? Pink Gold Peach? Who is that? It's just Peach with a different coat of paint. It's a fake character, very lazy.
I will agree on the roster. Lots of filler characters. The Koopalings took up 7 slots. That's a lot of nepotism right there. But the gameplay was refined to a T. The fire hopping, which they eventually patched out, added a layer of strategy for the pros.
It's an S tier, Jack. It's the peak. It's beautiful. It's fast. And it's got Link from Zelda in it. Who doesn't want to see Link on a motorcycle?
Link is a low-energy hero. He doesn't even talk. I like heroes who talk. I'm giving it a C tier. It's on a failed console. And it made me feel like I was on a roller coaster. I don't like roller coasters unless I own them.
I'm gonna go with S tier as well. Despite the Wii U struggles, the game itself is nearly perfect. The DLC tracks were fantastic, and it set the stage for what became the best-selling game in the series later on.
2 S ranks. You guys are colluding. I can see the collusion from here. It's a rigged tier list.
This is it, gentlemen. The newest frontier. June 2025. Mario Kart World on the Switch 2. 4K resolution. 60 frames per second. And a fully interconnected open world. No more menus, just driving from one kingdom to the next.
Finally, a game that costs what it's worth. $80, Barack. That's a real price. It keeps the riffraff out, and the graphics, they're finally up to my standards. It looks like a movie, a very expensive movie that I'm the star of. But the roster, I'm looking at the new guys, and I see a cow, a literal farm animal. Why am I racing a cow, Joe? Is this your agricultural policy?
Now, settle down, Donald. That cow's got spirit. And she's fast. But let's talk about the rewind feature. You make a mistake, you go off a cliff, you just tap a button and pop, you're back on the track. It's like a second chance at life. I use it every 5 minutes. It's a beautiful thing.
Of course you love the rewind, Joe. You're living in the past. You're rewinding so much you're back in the 1970s. I don't use rewind. I don't make mistakes. I drive forward, always forward. And the wall riding, I love it. You jump on a wall, you grind the rail. It's like I'm building the wall and driving on it at the same time. Very efficient, very strong.
I have to admit, the charge jump feels like a great callback to the SNES days, but modernized. And having 24 racers on the track at once? That's a crowded primary field if I've ever seen one. The chaos is organized, the frame rate is stable, it's a technical marvel. It really feels like the world title is earned.
The open world is the best part, Barack. You can just drive from Peach's Castle all the way to DK Isle without a loading screen. It reminds me of the old Amtrak routes, just with more shells and fewer delays. And the dolphin is a playable character now. Who doesn't love a dolphin?
I don't like the dolphin. He's too slippery. I can't get a read on him. And the Goomba, he doesn't even have arms. How is he steering the cart, Barack? It's a rigged physics system. It makes no sense. But the speed, the 200cc in this game is so fast, it makes my hair, well, it stays perfectly in place because it's the best hair, but it's very fast.
So for the final ranking of the series finale, where are we putting the newest entry?
It's an S tier. It's the future. It's got everything we loved about the old games, but bigger and better. Plus, I can play as a cow. You can't beat that.
It's S tier because it's expensive and it looks expensive. It's a premium tier game. It's for winners. It's for people who own the console and the stock in the company.
I'm gonna make it unanimous. S tier. It's the ultimate expression of the franchise. It successfully moved the series into the modern era without losing the soul of the game.
Look at that! We finally agreed on something. A bipartisan S tier.
Don't get used to it, Joe. I'm still going to blue, shell you into the abyss the moment we start the next race.
All right, let's take a step back and look at the board. We've covered decades of racing history, from the 16-bit era to the literal future of gaming. It's a pretty comprehensive legacy.
It's a lot of ground covered, Barack. Literally. We've been through mud, space, and a whole lot of lava. I'm looking at the spread here. We've got some real heavy hitters at the top and a few fixer-uppers at the bottom. But that's the beauty of it. You see the progress. You see the the Nintendo spirit of innovation.
I see a lot of mistakes, Joe. I see a lot of games that should have been better if they had better management. But looking at the S tier, it's a very exclusive club. Mario Kart Wii, 8 Deluxe, and now World. It's a winner's circle. I like being in the S tier. I don't like the C tier. The C tier is for people who come in second place. It's for the also-rans.
It's interesting, though. The games we put in the S tier aren't just about graphics, though. World is stunning. They're about the community. They're the games that brought people together. Even if those people were screaming at each other over a red shell at the finish line.
That's the point. It's the camaraderie. Even when Donald is over there grumbling about illegal pixels, we're still playing together. We're still in the race. It's about the journey from the starting line to the trophy presentation. And I think we did a fair job ranking them. Except for Super Circuit, I still think that deserved a B.
It deserved an F, Joe. Your judgment is failing. You're biased toward anything that's old and small, like your chances of beating me in a 200cc race. But overall, the list is strong. It's a powerful list. People are going to look at this and say those are the most accurate rankings in the history of rankings. Probably the most viewed tier list of all time.
I think we can agree that the series has a certain blue shell quality to it. No matter how far ahead you think you are, there's always something coming to level the playing field. It keeps you humble.
I'm not humble, Barack. I'm fast. And I'm the best drifter here. But fine, the list is done. It's a great list. The best list.
I'll tell you what's best, Donald. The look on your face when I pass you on the final stretch of Rainbow Road in Mario Kart World. That's the real S tier.
In your dreams, Joe. In your sleepy, pixelated dreams.